All right. Good morning, everyone in LifeWave land. Good morning and welcome to our Monday morning chat, which we fondly call the Monday Morning Miracle Call. And we're popping on and from all over the country. If you are new to the Live Younger community, if you've just recently joined LifeWave, or if this is your first time on a chat, we would love to give you our warm welcome. So if you feel comfortable at some point in this half an hour to give us your name and where you're calling from and how long you've been with LifeWave, we would love to welcome you. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms and the dads, and hope you had a beautiful, beautiful day yesterday. And we are here every Monday morning. My name is Michelle Niels, and I co-host with Karen O'Neill. I am in Fort Collins, Colorado, and she is in Colorado Springs. And we co-host this Monday morning chat, also called the Round Table, because we are a round table. We are a community of like minds and like hearts, and we come together to share our incredible stories, our questions, our passion for this caring, giving company, and David Schmidt, and all of the lives that we've touched. And we just uplift each other. This is like our vitamin B12 shot for the week. And we love to see your faces, and all of your questions are welcome. All of your stories are welcome. So this is an opportunity to share. Mostly we share testimonials, and we definitely.
Refill your prescription.
I think. Can you mute everyone, Gregory?
Press 1 for yes.
I think. Okay. So keep your line muted unless you are speaking, because it will just keep things very clean, and we really appreciate that, to have a clean recording and so everyone can hear. So I'm going to give the disclaimer, as I do every week and as Karen does, and that is that the LifeWave products do not treat or prevent or cure any disease or disease condition. And to remain compliant, and so that we can have these patches in this company and this gift for the world for many, many more years to come, we need to remain compliant and not name disease names. So stick with symptoms only when you share your story. Please speak about how you felt before, and then which patch or patches that you used. And it's a really good idea to share with the group where you place the patches, because sometimes we put them in unusual spots, or we apply the patches in a new and unique way. And so it's kind of fun, because we learn a lot from each other here. And it's like, oh, I never thought of putting that patch on for that condition. So please tell us which patch or patches you used and where you put them. And so the process here, for those of you who are new, is in the bottom of your screen, there's a reaction button. And if you click on that, at the bottom of that box, it says raise hand. And so it works really well if you raise your hand. And if you're not familiar, you can't quite manage it, then please, just wave and hopefully I'll see you. But I will just call in order, and we will get through a bunch of shares today. And we have Michael and Allie lined up here. So Michael, you are first. Go ahead and unmute. Welcome.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I sure can. I met you in Mexico. It's so good.
I did.
Yay. How are you?
Good. Good morning, LifeWave family. Hey, I had a quick story about my mom, because she just had a hip replacement. And I told Robin about it. We got her all patched up, you guys. She has not had to take any narcotics during this journey because of all the LifeWave patches. And she can even feel it. She knows it's due to the LifeWave patches. She is hardly swollen at all. They told her that she'd have mass bruising and swelling all the way down her leg. My mom is 70. And they said, don't be alarmed when you take off her compression socks, because she will swell up immediately. It never happened. So, yeah, her healing looks amazing. I have pictures. I've been taking pictures of this adventure. It's been tomorrow will be 2 weeks. You guys, her scar or her incision looks so amazing. The bruising's almost completely gone, and it's very surfacey around the incision. but she's just ecstatic. And the most she's ever had to take was 2 ibuprofen twice a day now. That's like, it's been fantastic. So I also had my best girlfriend's dad just had his hip replaced last week, coincidentally. And the doctor, he's had both of them replaced now. His doctor asked him if he was wearing something that was causing him not to swell, because his last one, he blew up. Well, he's wearing the X39 and X49. He has no swelling, and the doctor is in disbelief by it. So that's all I wanted to share.
Michael, what a great way to start. Thank you. That's awesome. That's so
yeah,
sweet.
it's so exciting to see this and how quickly my mom is healing in front of our own eyes. Even she can't believe. She's like, wow, that looks amazing.
Is your mom close to you that you could patch her yourself, or?
Oh yeah, I actually stayed with them 9 nights in a row. So yeah, I had her all patched up, and I guess I probably should share what I used on her.
Yes, please do. Yes.
So during the day, we did X39, X49, and we did it close to the incision, as close as I could get to it, with an ice wave on that. And then I also put an ice wave all the way down her leg. So one on her, one on the foot, a white one, and then one on the back of her hip, because she was getting a little pain all the way down her leg. She was using her leg differently because of the surgery. So that really helped her immensely. At night, we were using, and I used several, you guys. I probably got carried away, but we were using 3 Aeons, 2 carnosines, and we switched the glutathione from the day to the night because she couldn't handle what was going on with the glutathione. And that seemed to knock that out and really helped when I switched the glutathione at night.
So just to be clear, you switched the glutathione from the day to the night?
Correct.
And you say she couldn't handle what was going on. What do you mean by that? What happened when she used the glutathione? It was just like a detox kind of reaction? Or?
Detox, getting super tired.
Uh-huh. Yep.
She's like, I can't handle this. And so she switched it at night. She was fighting a little bug during this. We actually both caught it. I think we got something in the hospital while we were there. And that same thing was happening to me with the glutathione. So I switched it at night, and that actually seemed to knock it on its butt fairly quickly after I did that. And I started feeling better.
And Michael, you said something key. You said the white Eon was on her foot, and the tan was on the point of pain, right? You just put it right at the hip, right where the surgery was, right?
Yeah.
And this harks back to Dr. Barbara in my video. Sometimes, in case those of you who don't know, Dr. Barbara Jennings and I did a video on ice wave placement, and many times they are placed farther apart than you might think. So this was a good 3 feet from the hip down to the foot.
Yeah.
And it's a good idea to cross a joint. Dr. Barbara, teaches that about crossing a joint. So that's a beautiful story, beautiful share. Thank you, Michael. I'm so happy for your mom and this gentleman that's also getting helped.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me share, you guys.
Yeah.
These patches have been incredible. Oh, one more thing really quick, because you know what? My aunt had, gosh, this is crazy. My aunt had her knee replaced 4 weeks ago. She's still been having a lot of pain, is on narcotics. She came over to my mom's house. I don't see her because we don't live close. She was over there visiting to check up on her. I said, well, let me put a patch on you, an Aeon patch. And after she left, she's like, wow, that feels 50% better, you guys. It dropped her pain and 50% off the Aeon patch underneath. She slept with it all night, and she said, yeah, it's 50%. She ordered the patches.
The patches do a lot, as Gregory says, but they don't walk and talk. So we have to be their voice. We need to be bold. In this case, you didn't even really have to be bold. I mean, the person's right there and they're in pain and you want to help them, right?
Yeah.
I guess the boldness comes, and we've got lots of stories about people patching strangers, and oh, you look like you're in pain. Let me help, Beautiful. Thank you so much, Michael. What a great way to start the call. Have a wonderful
day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Allie, you're next, and then Ravel.
Hi. I don't know what I did. I do a lot of workouts, and about a year ago, something hurt or moved inside, excuse me, on my left side, so that every time I did anything to the left, I felt something moving inside. And it's been hurting for about a year. I tried all the patches, and then Universe said, use the SP6 on it. I use the SP6 at night, and it doesn't hurt so long as it's on there. I'm not going to tell you I can figure out why that works. I just know it does.
So where did you place the SP6?
right on my back where the major discomfort is, and I feel it especially at night.
There's another example, everyone. You know, use your intuition. I think that Dr. Nicholas says, trust your feelings, trust your gut. We all have that higher connection. And sometimes it's a very unusual patch for something. I mean, who would think SP6 for pain? Oh, beautiful, Allie. Thank you. All right, Ravel and then John.
Good morning, beautiful family. It's great to be here this morning. First of all, I just wanted to extend a warm welcome to Sandy Krotzer, who's a natural health consultant in Minneapolis. It's really great to have you here. And wanted to share, first of all, a new distributor shared with his sister, Ice Wave, due to tremendous headaches. She put it on her temple, and she started feeling the coolness come down to her back and her hip, and her pain dissipated from 9 out of 10, with 10 being the highest, down to 2, then down to 1. So I know we hear this all the time, but it never hurts to repeat. And secondly, a dramatic story, actually, a gentleman who had spent over several years about $390,000 to deal with his intolerable pain. He was in a very severe car accident by a drunk driver, and his spine was fractured. And he had been receiving injections to deal with this pain. And when we, thanks to the 3 and Free program, preferred customer program, a preferred customer referred it to another preferred customer who referred it to someone else who referred him. And thankfully the patches got to him, because what he's experienced in the first 5 days was, to use his words, significant pain reduction. And he said that his Excedrin that he's had to take daily in very large doses has reduced by 80% in the first 5 days. So now we have a sense of why in Robin Blank-Mascari and Gregory Mascari's community alone, there's 1,000 doctors, healthcare practitioners, and they've been able to understand the importance of sharing these patches and how it's married, the idea of sharing it with helping other people. So, obviously reach out to the person that shared this chat with you. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. I'm already thinking about people I want to send this chat to, this recording. Yeah, that's something, in case you're new and you don't know, we have a YouTube channel. The Live Younger community has liveyoungeryoutube.com, and all of the chats, the doctor calls on Tuesday evenings, the Thursday morning business chats, the Monday evening community calls, they are all recorded, and they're in chronological order. So if you really enjoy a chat, and this is a juicy one so far, you can go, and I believe, Gregory, it's usually, is it by Wednesday that they get placed on the YouTube? Sometimes it's even sooner.
Actually, it's happening quicker now, because now Liz Hodges is handling that. She's doing it on a daily basis. So
Okay.
they're usually same day. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Wonderful. We have such great leadership here, you guys. We have so many tools, so many resources. It's impossible to fail in this business unless you quit. Okay, you can't fail. We're helping people every day, and we have such a beautiful product to share with the world. So John and then Robin. Go ahead and unmute, John.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning. Well, I have been using the X39 since 2019, and I felt results within weeks in my workout. And since I've been using the X49, well, actually combining that with the X39, the X49 in my workouts, I can't believe the results that I'm getting from my workouts now. It's, when you're lifting weights or something like that, you want to do as many reps as you can, right? Give yourself a little bit of rest, and then, try to do some more. And always I kind of like hit that wall. Like I just felt, I just can't outdo what I did before. And since I've been added the X49, I'm doing 3, 4, 5 times more reps than I was doing. And I'm 64 years old now. So I was always careful that I didn't injure myself. Then I got to patch up with Ice Wave. So I was being really careful with my workouts, but it just seems like I get up the next day and I can go out and do another workout. It's just like, I don't need a day of rest. I just can go out the next day and do the same thing and actually do better. So I'm just amazed at it. So.
John, thank you so much. These calls would not be if we didn't have your stories. So don't be shy. Even if we've heard your story in the past, there's many people on who probably have not heard it. So this is what makes the calls. So thank you. Really a beautiful share, John. We are, let's see, what's the quote? I finally figured out what I want to become when I get older. Younger. That's what we're doing. We are getting younger every minute of every day. We are rewriting thousands of genes because of this GHK copper peptide, which rewrites genes to a younger, healthier state. So I love those stories about us baby boomers getting the experience in the gym. And thank you so much for sharing. Robin, and then you don't have a name. There's a woman that says Zoom user. So you'll be after Robin. So Robin, go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm going to share an old story that happened before we started that a lot of you never heard, and it was from Dr. Joan. She had a hairdresser client of hers in her chiropractic business whose husband was a victim of landmine explosion when he was in Vietnam as a youngster, like 19 or something. And there's a landmine explosion. He had shrapnel throughout his body. He had 67 surgeries, I think, and was living on narcotics and alcohol for 42 years. And I got inspired to share this story because thank you, Ravel, and thank you, Michael, because sometimes, we don't think we can help someone that's had pain for a very long time, but we can. And she had been constantly looking for something non-narcotic for her husband. And he finally, it was a process. And there's a whole book that he wrote about it. His name is Donnie. And he started using the patches, and X39 wasn't out yet, but he started with the Ion and Ice Wave, and he was able to get off his narcotics and his alcohol and get his life back after 42 years. So we just don't know. And Dr. Joan has some of the copies of Donnie's books, and there is a video she did on it that his wife did on it. So if you haven't seen it, it's just inspiring to know that we can help people that haven't been helped for a long, long time. So I just wanted to share that.
Robin, oh, beautiful. I didn't know it was you, Robin, our beautiful Robin Blank-Mascari. I couldn't tell because it just said Robin, but thank you for that share. And I know people are going to wonder, how can we get the book? And do we contact Dr. Joan and also the video? Is it something we should contact her, or do you have?
Yeah, I think one of us should contact Dr. Joan. Why don't you do that, or another director, and say we'd love to get Donnie's story so we can post it up on our Facebook group. And are there any of the books left?
Okay.
Okay.
That's
great.
Wonderful. I will reach out. Okay. Thanks, Robin. Okay, Zoom user, what is your name, please? Go ahead and unmute. And
I'm not sure why my name's not on there because there was some Zooms. I don't know what I'm doing wrong when I do the Zoom, but my name's Diana.
You know what I can help you with that? What, I'm sorry, your name is what?
Diana.
Diana. So on the square in the upper right corner, there are 3 dots. If you click on it, there's a menu that drops down, and you can go to the rename, and you can do that. You don't have to do it right now, but just you can.
So the upper left or what?
Upper right corner of your little square, there's 3 dots, and then the menu drops down, and you can click on rename.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Diana.
So I'm a new distributor, but I'm kind of behind. This is so overwhelming at times. So much information. So my husband started using the products, I guess, about at the beginning of April, I guess. And so he's also a Vietnam vet. So it was more for his, I know I can't say it, but it's the diabetes. It starts with an N on his feet. Can I say that word?
Yeah, that is a diagnosis. So I'll help you with that. He has a sugar imbalance issue, blood sugar imbalance, and then it affects his feet, and his feet get numb and tingly, right?
Yes.
And his feet
and,
hurt.
and
Drop it.
striking pains really bad. So.
Okay. Yep, we got it.
So we're still trying to learn where to put the patches. I mean, I've got the ice wave patches and I have 2, but we're still kind of learning on where to put them on his feet. So it went away, but now it's kind of, he's had it so long, but there's so many bad striking pains for so many years. So, and he also has other issues too, because he's 100% disabled. So we're working on that because that's one of his worst ones. So
Diana, how long has he been using the X39?
since probably the beginning of April.
Okay, so he's not even 2 months in.
Right.
So I can tell you that there are hundreds of stories about the X39 alone. And that's why we say it's a good idea to stick with that patch for the first 90 days, unless someone is in pain. If someone's in pain, then we definitely want to help them with Eon or Ice Wave. And but that condition that you're describing in the feet, I can speak as my mom's husband has that same exact condition. And within, it was just the X39. And it was within about a week. So his was pretty fast.
Right.
His feet started to notice a difference. And my mom said he was less cranky, because when you're walking around and every step feels like you're walking on glass,
Right.
you get kind of cranky. My mom said he was in a better mood. So, everyone's body is a little different. So definitely X39 in the usual places. And then the Ice Wave, you could put one set of Ice Wave on each foot. You could put the tan on the bottom, and then the white one like sandwiched with the foot in between, the white one on top. That's one idea. You could also place the white one at some distance from the tan one, as Dr. Barbara Jennings speaks about. You could go, up the calf and just experiment. Do you understand how to do that, Diana? How to do the placement of the white Ice Wave?
Not yet. So, I mean, I'm learning. So the tan is where the pain is?
Yes. The tan goes on the point of the most pain. If his whole foot hurts, then just find a spot on the bottom of the foot where it's a little bit worse. And then the white, when you move around until he gets relief, and maybe his pain goes from an 8 to a 4, and just move the white one until, and then take the backing off and place it in that spot. Yeah,
because we tried the 12 and the 3 and the 6, and I think 12 is working, but it's on both feet. Now he does the X39 every day, but it's just the Ice Wave. And I thought, well, we'll integrate that in there. And you're right, when his pain's away, he's not as grumpy.
Yes. And just a tip about the 12, 3, 6 is that sometimes you have to actually place the white one farther away, like even 6, 12, 18 inches. Maybe it's all the way up the side of his calf. So just play with it. Don't be too hung up on the 12, 3, 6, 9.
Oh, okay.
You might have to move it farther.
Yeah, because he got relief about, at first when he started doing it, he goes, oh, these patches don't work. But it took him about 3 weeks, and he goes, oh, okay, now it's lessening. So, but some days you're right. Maybe I should move them in different positions.
Try.
And Diana, how's his hydration? This is Robin.
I was just going to ask that, Robin. Good.
Okay, good.
I keep fussing at him all the time because he always says, stop making me take water. But, but he usually has a lot of water, but I think that also would help. But when he goes to lunch, he likes diet soda, which it dehydrates you. So I have this discussion all the time. It's like a wife discussion, you need to drink more water than soda. So
yeah.
It's Michelle.
Yeah. Yes.
Michelle and Diane, this is Barbara. This is Dr. Jennings.
Hi, Dr. Barbara. Hey.
Hi. Hey, I just wanted to suggest you might even try moving it, Diane, above his knee. I have seen just with different people, sometimes foot pain or the most effective place is just above the ankle, anywhere between the ankle and the knee. And a couple of times it's actually been above the knee.
Wow,
So
that's the white patch, right?
Yes, front, side, back of the leg. Any place can work. And you're right that the most effective place can be different every day. It's not always going to be the
Right.
same.
Because his striking pain is on his, second toe, and that's where it's very
Mhm.
painful. So I put the tan patch there. But you're right, maybe I
Yeah.
should spread it out more. Yeah,
Yeah, and does it work better on the bottom of his foot or the top of his foot?
the top of his foot, but then there's some days, he just fusses because it comes back. But you're right, I have to keep moving it every day, sometimes every day.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bodies change, and the way the ice wave works, it really helps move the energy and the
Oh.
flow, and it normalizes tissue conductivity, the tissue, the energy in the tissue, and it can move. So yeah.
So, and also I have another question. I was using the ice wave, just the ice wave, for probably 3 weeks. I started about the same time he did. And so every once in a while, it doesn't matter what I did, but on the, above my ankle, on the outside of my right ankle, I would feel a cold wave, just like somebody's touching me with ice, and stay there about 2 seconds and then it go away.
Mhm.
It was the weirdest
Yeah.
thing. And then it finally just went away. I think it's repairing things through my body. So.
Yep, it's restoring flow and proper temperature in your tissues.
Oh, and so finally that kind of
Mhm.
went away, but then there's other places too, but that is so cool. Oh,
Yep.
that's awesome. So thank you so much, because I can try
Thank
these
you.
things too.
Yep, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Diana.
Hey, Michelle.
Yes,
Michelle,
yes.
Nancy Podolsky, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, can't find the raise hand button, but she's been wanting to chat for a while. So
And
maybe
thank
next.
you, Gregory. I happened to glance at the chat and see that Victoria has raised her hand for Nancy. So
okay.
we're gonna take two more people, or maybe three. We're at the bottom of the hour, but this is just so much fun. If everyone wants to hang out for another few more minutes, we will keep going. So we'll do 3 more, and then we'll complete the call with Gregory and Robin. So we have Miriam, and then Victoria for Nancy, and then Kelly. So wow, what a great call. I don't want to leave. All right, Miriam, go ahead and unmute, and
Or Nancy unmute.
Miriam?
Can I unmute like this? Yes.
You are on, Miriam. We hear you.
Great. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. I was moved by the call so far to remind you all of my first experiment with Ice Wave, which happened last fall. I was new on the scene and thought, this is a really interesting sounding technology. I'm going to give these Ice Wave patches to my friend Jim, who has had chronic back pain for many years. And his back pain was so bad that he could only get radio ablation therapy to solve the pain problem. Well, anyway, at this point, he couldn't do that because he had had heart surgery. So he was on blood thinners, so they couldn't do that procedure. Anyway, so I gave him a pack of Ice Waves, and he is still using them to this day and sharing them with all his friends, because he finds when he uses them, the chronic back pain can really dissipate such that he can get around the ranch and do all of farming and ranching things that he needs to do. And so that was so exciting when we could really help him with his back pain. And then the other thing I wanted to just mention, I had put in the chat that one of the gals I was working with had a lot of pain in her Achilles tendon. So we put Ice Wave, one on the Achilles, and one, we kept moving it higher and higher past the knee and past the hip by the sits bones, and then actually way up to her sciatic nerve right by the sacrum there, at the back of the hip. So it was quite obvious that sometimes you need to follow the whole nerve or the whole meridian down the pathway. And I'm just really excited to have all y'all sharing your stories. So thank you very much.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you, Miriam. That was perfect. Yep. You never know. Could be several feet away. All right, Victoria, I think you're going to share for Nancy, who couldn't find her.
Okay, here I am. I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
Nancy.
Nancy.
Nancy, you want?
Thank you,
Okay.
Victoria.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Victoria, I love it that you're on these calls from your big rig. All right, Nancy, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Chromebooks. I'll Google it, but Chromebooks are really sometimes a pain. Anyway, so I think it was Friday, maybe my husband developed this weird kind of pain on the inside of his right leg, and it looked a little red. It doesn't feel warm. So I had him put Eon on it. It only hurts when he applies pressure, not when he doesn't. But of course, I'm very concerned that we're traveling from Florida to Maine in a week, and I'm like, I don't know if you should drive with that. Maybe you should see the doctor. But I did have him put Eon on it. Maybe I should try IceWave. But he did call his doctor because I want to be safe. I know I can't mention any medical terms, but you know what, where my mind is going. I don't know if you guys have any suggestions or.
So he has pain in his hip.
No. His right calf, sort of on the inside of his leg, not on the calf, more on the inside. But only when he touches it. But it looks a tad red, but it doesn't feel warm.
Are there streaks coming off of this pain? Are there like
no streaks? No streaks.
And so you tried Eon.
Yeah, and I think he's experiencing less pain with it, but I thought it looked a tad red compared to the other leg, but he did call his doctor.
Does he have a diagnosis? Does he have a blood sugar issue? Okay.
No, he has high blood pressure and cholesterol, and we're kind of new. We've only been about 7 weeks using these patches, so.
Okay, well, let's keep it simple, Nancy. X39, always. Is he using the X39?
Every day, but he's putting it on that C7. Should he be putting it on his leg?
Okay, so great question, especially for new people. That's often asked, should I put it on the point of pain? Robin Blank Mascari, she put the X39 in the back of her neck, and a week later, her knee pain went away. And so it doesn't matter because the patches work systemically, as Ravel posted in the chat. Thank you, Ravel. Once again, she's so on top of that chat. So the patches work systemically, but many times we do find the X39 placed right on the point of pain seems to do the trick a little bit faster. Okay. So whether it's the copper peptide that goes to work on inflammation right there, I don't really know, but just anecdotally, we're hearing stories galore about people placing the X39 directly on the point of pain.
Michelle?
Yes, Dr. Barbara.
Yeah, could I chime in here?
Yes.
So in that case, number one, I would go to the doctor, especially since you have a long drive coming up.
Right.
You don't want to risk that possibly being a blood clot, right?
Right.
So the patches, though, I would put glutathione right on it.
Oh, glutathione.
Yeah, I would put glutathione right on it, and maybe the X39. X39 is systemic, and it'll work anywhere. But something acute like that, there's no problem putting it right on it.
Okay.
It will still work systemically even if you put it there.
Yeah.
And I think it may just get your the body's attention to say, hey, this spot.
All right.
Yeah. But I would go get that checked out, maybe get an ultrasound on it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea with the travel coming up. I appreciate it, Barbara. Thank you.
Yeah. I wouldn't that's
don't
just
take a chance.
potentially a bad thing, right?
Especially because sitting for a long drive, the blood pools in the legs, and you don't want any chances.
I know.
Yeah.
And
he could also take some high dose fish oil.
Oh, okay.
Like 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams a day. That's a blood thinner.
Okay. And for travel, I did see Robin Mascari had a picture. It might have been on one of the Facebook groups. There's so many areas to go. I don't remember, but it was traveling and how she packs her patches. And I wondered if it was an RFID, one of those that, you know, because I know that you can't carry patches in your purse close to your body. And so what's the best way to carry them around without spoiling their effectiveness?
If you put the patches wrap them in foil, aluminum foil, and a lot of people buy these insulated pouches. I don't know if Robin wants to talk about that later. I know we're getting kind of long on this call. So, but foil is a good barrier insulator. Yes. And then there's this bubble wrap that is foil bubble wrap that you sometimes receive packages in the mail that are cold. If you've ever received a shipment, sometimes they come in that foil bubble wrap. That's another idea. I don't know if Robin, you want to jump on now, or should we go to Kelly and then turn it over because we're past the half-hour mark. But does that help, Nancy, just to get started?
Yeah, I thought one of those RFID, you know, because they say to keep your credit cards, and I said, well, that's probably a good thing to use for the patches because it blocks out any. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Not familiar with that.
Just wondering how best to carry them around with me. I mean, of course, when I'm traveling and I have all of the packages, I'll pack them special in a suitcase or bag or something and bring them, you know, in any hotel room I stay in overnight. I won't leave them in the hot car, but like in my purse to carry around in case you run into people type of thing. I was just wondering.
Right, in your purse. Robin might share the thing that she constructed with foil in it. It's like a credit card holder or like a wallet that has several slots. So, but maybe on our Live Younger Facebook page, Robin, we could post the pouches that are for sale. I don't know if that's a good spot for it, but we have specially designed pouches that say Live Younger for our community, and they're lined with foil, which is a great way to put your envelopes of patches.
Yeah, Michelle, let's carry this forward, and I'll talk with Robin about the idea of promoting the pouches. And we are getting a little long, so Nancy, we'll follow up on this with you. Just keep them away from your body. Keep them in your suitcase. Keep them in the back seat, in a box. You'll be fine.
Are these little envelopes? These are those like the 10.
Those are for sampling. If you want to give somebody 3 or 5 samples, you can put them in there. Those are sample pouches.
I just wondered if they would keep them.
No, there's no insulation in those, Nancy. So.
All right.
All right. So Kelly, and then we're going to wrap it up and
thank you.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi. I've been using the patches for a year and use all of them and seen great results, even with someone, you know, had surgery and healed 4 times faster and all that stuff. And I don't have aches and pains, and I just am in amazing health, and my bones are doing better. But I have a question. There's only one patch I'm unable to use because I use all of them either day or night throughout the week. But when I try the SP6, I absolutely have food cravings that I can't handle. It just turns it on instantly. Well, I shouldn't say it's about an hour. And it doesn't go there. If I take it off, it goes away. If I put them back on, the food craving comes back. And I've had food craving issues in my life, and do a 12-step program around food issues because I do have food cravings. But as long as I don't do sugar and flour, the craving goes away. But if I do SP6, because I'm thinking about the hormonal changes, I'm 67, I want to use it for other things besides cravings. It just turns on all the craving all the time. So I don't know how to use SP6 to not turn on food cravings.
And you've been using X39 for a year, you said?
Yes.
A year.
All the patches. It's the only one that I cannot use is SP6, and I would like to use it. I use like glutathione. I only use 4 times a week, and the carnosine 2 times a week, and the others get used 7 days a week.
All right. So someone in the chat, Adele, thank you, Adele, said regarding SP6, someone said that wearing a second SP6, the cravings totally disappeared. So wearing 2, like who would have guessed? I have never heard of that, Kelly. Like an idiopathic, you know, like an opposite, you know, reaction to a patch. I've never heard of that. That would be interesting to ask Dr. Tom, because he's our poster child for SP6, Dr. Tom Ackland.
I have mentioned it to him. I just hadn't got an answer yet. I'm going to be talking to him soon. So,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't know if Dr. Barbara or anyone else on here.
Yeah, I don't know. Dr. Barbara, do you have a quick thought on why the cravings would be increased using SP6, if you're still there, Dr. Barbara?
I am here. That's interesting. I have not heard of that before. So I guess where my mind goes is that it just makes things change, right? So SP6 is it's an adaptogen. It helps normalize or balance. And in the process of change, things can happen. Things can go up and down. So how many days in a row have you worn it?
I don't wear it days in a row. In fact, I'll take it off in about an hour and then I'll put it back on 4 hours later. Put it back
So
on.
I would be, I would be curious to know if you wore it consistently for a few days, how long that would actually last, because I would expect it wouldn't last.
Oh, okay, cool.
Forever. So I would encourage you to give it some time to make things shift. In the meantime, if you make yourself a cup of really strong cinnamon tea, like 2 or 3 tea bags of cinnamon tea in 1 mug, and melt a couple teaspoons of coconut oil in that, it really helps with food cravings and balance your blood sugar. So if you're proactive, right, and be prepared mentally and physically to weather that little storm, I would just, I guess, if it were me, I would give it some time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Barbara. Wow.
Another thing I would pair with that is the Eon patch. And I would put the Eon patch on the center of your forehead, like on the third eye, at the same time as wearing that SP6.
Okay, because I always wear the Eon every night and then the SP6 in the day. So I'm not wearing those even in the same time frame. Okay.
So those are both balancers, and they affect both hormones and neurotransmitters.
Okay.
So try it together.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, thank you, Dr. Barbara. It just exemplifies what an amazing community we have and how many resources we have. I'm going to quickly plug in my laptop, which says it's going to go to sleep if I don't plug it in. Hopefully I'll do this before I lose you. And I'm going to turn it over to Gregory and Robin.
Great. Well, thanks. What a great call. Happy Monday, everyone. What a great way to start our day and week, huh? So thank you very much. And this evening, we have a new director we'll be celebrating. And I'm hoping, I haven't got confirmation, but when we were in Tulum, Connie Lucas, Presidential Director Connie Lucas, did a fabulous job on how to retain your customers and distributors. And she hasn't confirmed there was, a challenge with her schedule, but I'm hoping she'll be a trainer presenter on tonight's call to help sharpen all of our customer and distributor retentions. And we'll have a number of other things we cover. So that's it from here, from Montana snowy headquarters, where we had 5 inches of wet, heavy spring snow last night. And the sun is shining. So if everyone wants to unmute and say your farewells, this was a long call, but it was juicy. Thank you, everyone.
It was really good. Thank you, everyone, for sharing.
Keep on.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
It was great.
Bye.
Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
listening.
Thank you.
Bye
now. It's wonderful.
Thank
you. Great call. Awesome call.
Have a great week.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful week, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.